Welcome back, everybody. It's currently 9:30, almost 9:30 of the 18th of August. We are approaching the end of the day, and we're going to do our usual daily recap on gold and Bitcoin, uh, strict and only with price action and market structure, not using our key levels or our um, previously charted price sensitivity area. So we're going to start in the morning. As you can see, this is around 7 a.m. European time. It's 1 a.m. Eastern. We have this reaction. We have a pullback, and a little bit before the opening of the Eurozone, we have this double bottom, 1 and 2, being created at this price level, which is around 1788. We don't know if this price at validity has some value beforehand, because we are just looking at the chart as a new, and then from here we see breakout, retest of the order block of the top of the double bottom, and then impulsive move on the upside, retest, as you can see, at these previous highs exactly, continuation up, creating new higher highs. Let me just make it looking good. Normal pullbacks, new high, pullback, and then failing, creating a new higher high. Yeah, but sort of we are starting to see some buyers exhaustion. We are already doing London session, but we are starting to see that buyers. Let me fix this. So we saw impulsive retest of the top, impulsive move on the upside, retest of these previous highs on the left, new higher high, pullback, new higher high. You see how many bearish candles, how much red is between those bullish candles. This is what is signaling you that buyers are coming to an exhaustion level after this uptrend during pre-London and London session. You can really spot it just by the color number and the color of the candles that are more red than blue/green. From here, we created a new higher high for sure, but we know, of course, we know that if you look on the left on a high time frame, this is a very high price sensitivity area, very important, which price reacted many times. But let's see, we assume that we don't know it. We see here, we see a pullback, we see failing to make new highs, because we are seeing, yes, we are creating a higher low as well, but after that we see a break below. Maybe you want to see here seller exhaustion for price to continue up, but you're seeing a break of these lows on the left. So when you have this break, you can start seeing, okay, we have a brief retest of the level and then continuation down. This is very clear. Maybe until you see a break of these previous lows, you are still on a bullish bias. When you see it, you can shift your bias. We create a new low. We broke below these previous double bottom lows, but we see that immediate reaction and we start ranging. So we're putting it in yellow, and we see some ranging going on. This is full London session. Tac. Retesting these previous lows, failing, but we are in an order block. There's no, as you can see, there's no clear direction. So it's a no trade zone. There's no clear, okay, we are making new higher lows, new higher highs. No, we are just every 10 minutes are canceling the previous action. Until we see here, we can start seeing a trend being built. You can start seeing a price continuously creating lower highs here. Then you have last pullback, very short. You retest these previous lows on the left and you break below. And this is exactly when you can start to shift your bias. Maybe you don't enter in these impulsive candles. Maybe they are too fast. We are in pre-New York area. But on the retest, when you see price failing to travel back above these previous lows, then you can have a re-entry here or a entry, safer entry, taking advantage of the breakout. Then we have a pre-New York double bottom being created. And this is the double bottom that I spotted, but since it was so close to New York, I didn't take advantage of it. So this one, reaction, failing to break below, getting a double bottom at a price sensitivity area, break above, retest, and then continuation up. So we are coming towards the New York Open. And we have this aggressive bullish candle. We broke above these previous lows on the left. As you can see, we broke above, and now this is what is telling you that there's a shift in the structure for sure. We are retesting it, and this can be the second entry. If you miss this one, the double bottom, this can be the second entry in then for then continuation up, taking advantage of the New York volume. That's what I was looking for. I didn't take the trade. I wanted to take this double bottom, but I didn't because I thought it was not a good idea so close to New York Open, but it ended up playing really well. Also, this second entry is the one that I should have taken advantage of, because it was really already doing New York, and we tested perfectly these previous lows on the left, which is the price sensitivity area of the day. And then we see price making new highs over here. Then we see a reaction more or less at these levels, but it doesn't matter. We see a reaction. We see a pullback, failing to break below, but we see another attempt to break and make new highs, failing. You see, we fall short, and this can be okay. Maybe I start shifting my bias into a sell bias. As a scalper, you are allowed to shift bias. It is what scalpers do. Okay, you see a retest. You see failing to make new highs again. Okay, maybe I have to really consider changing my bias, make new low, smaller retest again, and then after as a price point that you can consider is this one, which is the price that reacted before during New York, reacted for the double top And then we see, okay, if we break below this level, I'm going to take sells, and this is what happened. You can even say, okay, I will not take impulsive. This is New York Stock Exchange open. I will not take impulsive breakouts, breakdowns, whatever you want to call them. I want to take only safe sell when I have the confirms. You have a retest exactly almost on the dot of these previous lows. And then if you enter sells here, it's a little bit choppy. It's not the cleanest action, but you are for sure creating new lower lows until you, after London session close, we broke below 1781, which was an important resistance level, support level for a quick scalp, and then price jumped back up very, very aggressively. Here, reacting not at a single price point, but failing to make new highs. There's no enough juice. There's no much volume left. There's late New York. There's no London, no Asian. And then we see some ranging until at 8 p.m. European time or 2 p.m. Eastern. We have the FOMC minutes. So we see if we don't know the fundamentals, we don't follow them, we see that price is at these previous lows. It is at 1781, the price that I was talking about. It was already created a reaction here. Price really failed, even in such a strongly bearish trend, failed to break multiple times, even here, because the reaction. We are still reacting at this previous level here. And then we have an immediately and untradable spike up of like 90 pips. Then, in exactly opposite direction, 70 pips rejection. Now, where it is coming from, this rejection, if you look on the left hand side of the screen, then okay, this price sensitivity area on the left, exactly these price points, immediate rejection, and then some ranging to end of the day. There you go, exactly here. So this was the whole day of gold. We have some London session bullish trend. We see a breakout below these previous lows. We have a reaction at a level we don't know, because we are just looking at a row chart, and we see a reaction and some ranging, because we see price not making new highs, not making new lows, consolidating on the block. We start seeing price continuously making new lower lows and lower highs. At the breakout of these previous lows on the left, we can take advantage either impulsively or of sort of the retest. As a scalper, we see a double bottom being created here, and then with almost New York volume, we can take advantage of it after a break and a retest of these previous highs of the double bottom here. You can have enter here. This was the entry that I should have taken during New York for exactly this very, very clean reasons. We see a break on the upside. We see a retest on the dot of this big sensitivity, price sensitivity area that caused many reaction during the day, and it was only, and when it was broken, it gave this very impulsive move. So break retest, failing to break multiple times below. I should have entered here at this level. Stops left 10, 15 pips. Taking advantage of New York volume, which was around here, the New York open, to take advantage for a quick scalp, 30, 40 pips. 1791, 1797, 76 is almost 50 pips. Now we see a double top being created, failing to make new highs, which is a very important concept, especially if we are at some price sensitivity area or near some all-time highs or high time frame highs of the pair. We saw you don't have to take the high risk sells here. You can take safer sells here when we see the break down below this level. The safest sell is after a retest, taking advantage of New York Stock Exchange open, which is around here, and the volume that is coming with it. And you can take sells below this until this level. Reaction at 1781, multiple times, 1, 2, 3, and then a break below for a quick scalp, and then immediate reaction, and this big news that came out at 8 p.m. European time. So that's it for today. See you guys.